Hello everybody, today we are talking about natal chart of Justin Bieber. So, if you look, you can see the grand triangle, the golden triangle of fortune in other words. So, the configuration of aspects of the grand trine is a symbol of great luck. So, they are formed by trines with angels or 120s is immediately visible in this natal chart. You see? So, the equilateral triangle speaks of the natives, Justin Bieber's unadopted creative talents, which cannot be hidden even in unfavorable conditions. They will lead to prosperity and wealth in life. So, the three planets involved in the configurations will provide patronage in the areas corresponding to them, and talent will manifest itself along the line of the dominant element. These are the lucky ones and the fortune favorites. But, however, to whom much is given, the full program will be demanded. From a young age, circumstances develop magically, realizing the dreams and desires of the native, which relaxes and gives confidence in the choosiness, and therefore erosions and hotness. But, as with a simple try, after 30 years comes a reckoning for laziness and in an occasion, if a person does not work, I mean not about his talents, but does not work his mentality. So the flow of abundance of opportunities is blocked, and in order to reopen the door to the world of miracles, you will have to work day and night. So, let's talk about pros and cons of the grand triangle. The trine usually occupies the largest part of the chart, harmonizing in the affairs of other houses you can see, and a similar number of sectors ruled by the planet of its apexes. It turns out that luck accompanies a person in 90% of interaction with society and creativity. The Grand Trilogy is a dream of many because it protects from life's advantages with a child. As soon as you start acting on the line of efforts on the planet, others immediately join it. This gives spontaneous fulfillment of convincing plans, meeting with right people, offers a prestigious position. The flow of abundance and self carries you to the goal. However, this is always a potential embedded in the chart, and it is realized at the highest stage of development. If the native sits at home behind a closed door and is afraid to show himself, the higher powers will not give the resource, but the first step is rewarded with the interest. The danger lies in getting used to the aesthetics and sweet emotions in the sphere of the grand triangle and complete indifference to other areas. This is how we get brilliant actors, artists, musicians, and dancers without a happy personal life. Without children, or the richest rulers or empires without friends and joy, not because they were deprived of this enjoyment as a rule, but simply because they themselves chose on passion, although they could have had everything they really want. So, if we're talking about the sun, the sun of Justin Bieber, and we can see the sun in the third house. And let's talk about aspects of sun. The first, very, very strong aspect, it's about opposition sun and midheaven. It's something like a flight with clipped wings, I mean. So, what do you mean? The interpretation of the aspects depends about a lot of factors, and certainly I have learned another element of the natal chart. So, the opposition Sun midheaven is a common cause of procrastination. A person does not believe in himself. I mean, if this person have met with unlucky period with damage his personality, it is time when a person really does not believe to himself. And in this period, it is important to meet a person, a right person, who will be behind you and will say you, it's okay. It was a really sad period in your life, but now, please, don't worry. Do your best. I'm right here. The ground from under his feet is often pulled out by a father or a boss or a producer who constantly criticizes or imposes his opinion. Success slips away in the last minutes before the final spurt as it prompts him to abandon the next attempts. However, one should not despair but carefully study the shades of influence of the opposition Sun MC in order to work through them later. So, what are the most unfortunate things? The first, tense atmosphere. Tense atmosphere at home, conflicts with parents, constant desire to resist their will, self-affirmation and recognition become an obsession, for the sake of which eternal values are forgotten. Worship of superiors, famous media personalities, rich and assertive leaders. Difficulties in professional development. They are not appreciated, not noticed maybe. They have to improve their internal and external qualities. Lack of support, especially during different testing periods. The native is left alone with himself. Different values with a business and marriage partner. Misunderstanding and even domestic violence, I suppose, if there are additional negative aspects to their fifth and seventh houses, unfortunately. Dismissals and mental anguish, then involved in job, the inability to find one's place to life, to choose a profession that best helps one fulfill one's duty. Those with opposition between the Sun and their midheaven draw progressive technologies. By their internal conversational, stop them from high quality education, buying a new laptop that make their work easier. And the opinions of others also prevent them from realizing their bold dreams, although they see how often people do it successfully. Personal relationship for men, it can be gifted a bright personalities and a bright relationship, but in the second part of life. Not in young period. How does a person work of the position Sun midheaven? The first, I want to say that distracted by the games with the outside world, proving their rights to success in other things. Men and women are equally devastated energetically. The main condition for harmonics in the opposition Sun midheaven is a calm and warm atmosphere in the family. Therefore, it is necessary to leave their very cruel boss, producer, companion, because it really can damage a personality. So, the next moment I want to talk about, it is really maybe Sun-Saturn conjunction. The principle of the Sun and Saturn, when combined in a horoscope from a steadfast, responsible and duty-killer's character. And the conjunction speaks of a person's ability to make a career, in a dark period, to the meaning of his life is work and reaching the highest in the chosen activity, the honor of the aspect, and being his movement toward the goal from the smallest, step by step, such as subjects overcomes all difficulties and trials on his way with his inherent fortitude and humility. It is not afraid of the hardest and most thankless and even dirty work. Subscribe, like the video, click on the bell not to miss the video, write comments. See you soon, my dear friends.